Hey YouTube, Renee here again with a just a thank you video to everyone who keeps leaving comments, takes the time to comment on all my restoration videos, guys. Compadres, thank you so much. I just, I really wanted to say thank you. I've been meaning to do something like this for a while. A lot of times, most of the times, I don't answer or reply to your comments, and that's simply because I just, I don't have the time. By the time that I upload my videos, it's usually, the end of the weekend, and during the week, I honestly don't have time to do much. For me, I'm one of those kind of, guys who, work does not stop for me once I leave work. When I get home, there's always stuff to do. So, unfortunately, I don't have time to play around too much during the week. But I did want to just say thank you so much to all of you guys. There's a lot of you guys, way too many to mention. But yeah, it really does mean a lot to me, guys, that you take the time to not only to watch my videos, but to leave a comment. Thank you so much. And also, one of the things that I want to do right now is I want to answer some questions. I'm trying to not to make this video super long. So I'm going to try to answer some questions that you guys have been having. That's also very important to me when you guys ask me questions. Really sorry that at times I haven't been able to answer those questions. But it really does mean a lot to me that you guys would, care to ask me anything. And I do want to do my best to answer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to answer some questions as fast as I can so as to not make this video too long. So one of the questions was about well, how do I get my stems? How do I clean my stems? Now, this is something that I've shown you guys before in one of my other videos. Like most of you, I use OxiClean. I soak them. I soak my stems in OxiClean and hot water for about 3-4 hours, about 4 hours. And after that, I use a magic eraser. After which, what I do is I sand the bit itself just to relieve it of the extra, the rest of the oxidation and maybe some scratches or some teeth marks. I use 400 grit sandpaper, then 600, and then 800, and then after that it goes on to the buffing wheel, where I start off with the Red Rouge, Tripoli compound, and then the white diamond, and that's the way I do it. And that's how I get them shiny and black. It's not complicated, but it can take a while. It does require some patience and some elbow grease, definitely. Another question: does somebody asked if the OxiClean has an adverse reaction to the stinger on a pipe, and the answer to that is not anything that's horrible or really bad. I find that some of the stingers will come out black. And I believe maybe, and I'm not sure about this, this is just what I believe, is maybe all the oxidation that's flying around that the OxiClean is taking off of the stems is just sticking to the metal. But that also, when the stem comes out and it's jet black, that comes right off. It just rubs right off. It's more of a film than anything. So as far as it having an adverse reaction, not that I know of. Let's just leave it at that. Let me see here. Oh, how do I fix loose stems? This one here, there's a lot of videos out there, guys, on how to fix loose stems. So this is nothing new. I myself do not follow any particular way of fixing a loose stem. I find that, the briarwood, any kind of wood, I think it just expands and it shrinks in the cold, and in the heat it just, expands. So I work in my porch, which can get really hot in the summertime. So whenever I have a loose stem, I find that if I leave the pipe out in the porch when it's really hot, I come back within a day or something like that, and the stem is no longer loose. Towards where if I leave the pipe by accident in the cold, the stem comes right off, because it's just, that's the way it works, guys. I'm not really sure as to how that works, but that's why I do it. But when it comes to loose stems, definitely, guys, all you have to do is type in loose stems. You will get just tons of videos on how to fix loose stems. So that's luckily, everyone has that problem, so we all have particular way of doing this. Okay, now the next one here is how do I fill in the maker's mark on a pipe. Now this one here is, I guess there are many ways of doing it. I don't know of most of them. I only know of one, the one that I use, and this is not a permanent fix, by the way. Okay, so just so you know beforehand, this is a Sharpie peel-off China marker, and that's what I use to fill in the mark. It's not a permanent mark, and it will come off. But hey, you know what? This cost me $2, and yeah, you know, whenever this comes off, for whatever reason it comes off, I just grab this and refill it. That's it. You know, there's nothing to it. I guess maybe there is some ink that you can use that will permanently ink it on there, but I don't have the capability of being able to fill that in without getting it all over the place and then having to sand that down all over the, you know, all over, and perhaps even erasing the mark. That just becomes a huge undertaking for me, and yeah, why bother? This is my way of doing it, and let me just show you right away. It takes a while, sometimes depending on how deep the mark is, or not. It takes a while to do it. So I'm not going to finish it, but I'm going to give you just an idea of how I do it. All right, so here we go. And I grab a ton. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rub off, but I'm gonna do it off camera because I need to really brace myself on this. Otherwise, you know, it'll take forever. Well, let me see if I can do it here. I doubt I can, but you sort of have to put. You know, you can't rub too much because then you end up rubbing it off, like I just did. But as you can see, it kind of marked, you know, most of it. Of course, the good thing about this, like I said, you know, when somebody rubs off, you just re-ink it. You know, there's no loosing in this. I'm trying to make this video too long, so hopefully what I'm going to do here is going to work, and I won't have to make a super long video. Alright, so here we go. Let me see if I can do this off camera. Sorry, guys. I really have to hold on to this stem really hard so I can rub off the excess without taking the whole bit off. And alright, so as you can see, there it is. Not perfect, but you know, I can always keep going, and I don't want to keep going here because it's already 8 minutes long. So there you have it, guys. White China marker. And to be perfectly honest with you, this won't rub off just by you touching it. You know what I'm saying? It won't. It'll stay long enough. The only time it will rub off, to be perfectly honest with you, is when you're cleaning it. If for whatever reason you go around it too many times, you'll erase it. But other than that, it's pretty permanent. Alright, guys, well, that's it for me. I hope you know, I'm pretty sure I forgot some questions. If I did forget any questions, I'm really sorry, guys. But you know what, hey, ask me again, you know, in my whatever next video I have, and I will definitely answer your question in the next continuation video. Alright, guys, well, as always, compadres, comadres, thank you for watching. Y van con Dios.